series of 5 of 7 on the road versus Central teams, including 2 from the divisional leaders. Our Sox return home with a little pep in their step. And tonight, they begin a short 6-game homestand, beginning with the same Minnesota team they took 3 of 4 from last week. It's Chris Sale. Chris Sale and our Sox coming up next.
We're getting married on Elvis night. Go Sox!
We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Adam Eaton, Chris Sale and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Ron Gardenhire's Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. We're Steve Stone. I'm Ken Harrelson. We get set to bring you the first of this 3-game set and the first of the 6-game homestand. 3 with these guys and finish it off 3 against Texas. So the Sox coming off just a wonderful road trip. 3 out of 4 in Minnesota they took. 2 out of 3 in Detroit they took. And tonight, to continue on with this thing, this 6-game homestand, a good man on the bump.
Chris Sale going to the mound, and he saw these Twins in Minneapolis, and it wasn't a pleasant night for the Twins. He went 8 innings. He gave up 5 hits and no runs. Against the Twins this year, he's been, well, almost unhittable at 2-0, the ERA 176, and overall, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Now, our lows never stop improving stat is Chris Sale and what he's done as compared to the league. He's leading the American League in earned run average, win percentage, whip, opponent's batting average, and fewest hits per 9 innings. So it doesn't get much better than Chris Sale, and you couldn't have a better man going to the mound in the opener of a 6-game homestand.
And also as part of this 6th annual White Sox Charities Week, tonight we have for you Comcast Sportsnet Ultimate Autograph Auction. And this is your chance to bid on unique collections of autograph memorabilia. We'll begin showing you the items you can bid on in the 2nd inning, but you can go to whitesox.com/ultimate autographs right now to see the items up for bid. Also on this night, we celebrate the king of rock and roll and the king of hit streaks as Jose Abreu goes for 21 tonight. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Put those hands together, man.
White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T U-verse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, and it's Elvis night tonight as the Sox take the field. They're within 3 games of 500, thinking that on this homestand they might be able to get to 500 or a bit above it. And they got the right man going to the mound tonight in Chris Sale. So let's take a look at how Ron Gardner is going to line up his Twins tonight. Danny Santana leading it off, playing center field, and it's Brian Dozier. Trevor Plouffe at third base, and he's had fairly good luck against Chris Sale with Josh Willingham, Kurt Suzuki. Kenneth Vargas is playing first base tonight. Our first look at him with Chris Colabello, the designated hitter. That's Chris Parmalee and Eduardo Escobar rounding it out. The defense, and now they're going to line up behind Chris Sale, left to right. It's Alejandro Diaz, Adam Eaton, and Moises Sierra in the outfield. Tyler Gillespie, Alexei Ramirez, Gordon Beckham, and Jose Abreu in the infield. Tyler Flowers is catching tonight, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Chris Sale. This his 17th start. He's been phenomenally impressive at 10-1. His ERA is spectacular, 188. Giving up 76 hits in 110 innings, and one of the best strikeout to walk ratios in all of baseball. The umpires for the game tonight: Dan Bellino behind the plate. The crew chief, Gary Cederstrom, is at first. Kerwin Danley is at second, and Mark Ripperger is at third. So the Sox decided to stand pat at the trade deadline. Minnesota was looking to make a few deals, but couldn't complete the ones they really wanted to make. And so they look a whole lot like the team we saw taking 3 of 4 at Target Field in Minneapolis. So they throw the ball around the infield, and that means we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to both welcome back and turn it over to my partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Stevie. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. First of this 3-game set and this brief 6-game homestand. 3 with these guys, 3 with Texas. So Danny Santana will lead it off. He's a switch hitter. 313, 4 homers, 22 driven in for Santana. And he takes first pitch strike. Twins come in hitting at 244 as a team with a 4.31 team ERA. As high pop up, Gillespie. One out.
Santana, a good looking hitter, going to be a shortstop and play shortstop most likely and lead off for them next year, but now playing some center field.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Brian Dozier, hitting at 234, 19 homers, 48 driven in. Twins come in at 48 and 59. And this is the 12th meeting of the year between these two ball clubs. In the first 11, they have won 6 of them. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. There's a strike.
Dozier had just a terrible 4-game series at Target Field against our ball club. He was 0 for the series.
That was a nice road trip.
Was a terrific road trip. The defense was good for the most part, and a lot of offense.
Well, what I liked is I didn't get a chance to see much because we were obviously busy. But what I liked when I saw the highlights was the defense looked solid.
It was solid.
That's the first rule in the game: catch the ball.
Menard's pitch tracks will show you this ball just barely inside at 96, so Dan Bellino made a good call.
And the payoff. Another close pitch. Could have gone either way. So you got to watch him. 17 for 23 in stolen bases.
If he's not careful with Chris, he'll get picked off, because Sale has one of the best moves around.
That'll bring up Trevor Plouffe, third baseman, at 235, 7 homers and 45 knocked in. A little high and wide.
There you see what he's done against our Sox this year, and swings the bat very well. What's surprising, with all the power he has, and he does have a lot of it, that he has not hit the ball out of the park yet.
One on, one out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the first if you're just tuning in. Elvis night here at the ballpark. Always a fun evening. Outfield straight up, spread out about equidistant.
And of course, Chris Sale looks awfully good in his Elvis attire.
That's grounds for a lawsuit right there.
That would be some hair if you were able to somehow grow that.
Pretty good lead by Dozier. There's just a rolling slider, and that's hammered into left field.
Plouffe continues his good hitting, and that slider was up. And even though it was inside off the plate, because it was above the belt, it wasn't all that hard to handle, and Plouffe driving into left field. Now a couple on and only 1 out.
Now Chris is lucky that ball didn't leave the premises.
Especially with the strength of Plouffe. So now Tyler Flowers goes out. They want a word. Wants to tell him about what set of signs he wants to use. That's what they're telling Alexi Ramirez also, now that they have Dozier at second base.
So here's the cleanup hitter, the left fielder, Josh Willingham. Hitting at 219, 11 homers, 31 driven in. And he has faced Chris 22 times, has 4 hits, all of which have stayed in the park. And that's into right field. Moises is there. Moises with 4 hits yesterday.
And in this situation early in the ball game, this will be the last guy that you want to face, because Suzuki is tough to strike out, and he's always done very well against Sox pitchers, whoever might be wearing that Sox uniform.
He's had his share of big base hits against us.
And I know there were a lot of teams very interested in Kurt Suzuki, but the Twins are very interested in signing him to a couple-year deal, so they didn't hear the magic words. Coming back, they held on to him.
He's a good defender behind the plate, and he is a good defender at the plate.
The Twins love the way they handle their staff, and they figure to have a very young staff next year. And this is a man they would like to have on a daily basis.
There's the strike. A lot of activity yesterday, but I thought there would have been a little more.
There were some blockbuster deals made.
Well, Price, that means the Tigers now have the last 3 Cy Young Award winners. Scherzer, Price, and Verlander. But doesn't make any difference unless they do something to get that bullpen in shape.
When you get into that bullpen during the last series, it was pretty tough for the Tigers.
Well, when you throw Porcello and Anibal Sanchez in there, that for me is the best 5 starters in baseball.
There's no doubt.
And
Porcello
again,
is
it
just
doesn't
getting
make
better.
any difference, because if the bullpen can't get it done, if they can't cover 9 outs, or for sure 6, you're going to lose.
Well, Dave Dombrowski, before making the big trade for Price, acquired Soria, and he did not look good against our ball club in Detroit. Well, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he hung more pitches than he has ever hung to our guys before.
2 on, 2 out, and the 2-2. That one at 95. I saw some of the highlights of that outing by Soria. And from their standpoint, it was Hughley.
He'd given up 1 home run lifetime to our ball club. He gave up 2 in 1 inning. Maybe because he didn't have those sideburns. But he gave up 6 hits and 4 runs in a third of an inning.
That changeup downstairs. So a full count with Kenneth Vargas on deck.
Vargas is a big man, 6'5", 275 pounds.
Payoff pitch. That hit him. So that'll load him up.
Just tried to go with the slider, and it just kept following Kurt Suzuki and got him above the right knee. I think he's very fortunate that one didn't get him off a kneecap. Time now for our AT&T UVerse Multiview. Very good speed at third base.
Sacks packed with Twinkies. Takes that changeup low and away.
Vargas has big power from both sides of the plate, but needs a little work with that defense at first base. And there you see what he did at New Britain.
Shanks that one, and that's a souvenir. Yeah, last year 19 homers, 93 knocked in at Fort Myers.
And a happy birthday. Hopefully he'll celebrate it with a few strikeouts.
Change up. And the count 1-2.
Chris can certainly take advantage of a very young and very anxious hitter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Tough for the real young guys to wait back on anything off speed.
He gone. Doubled him up, and that'll retire the side. After half inning of play, it's their guys nothing and the good guys coming to bat.
Adam Eaton leading it off, and it's Gordon Beckham, Jose Abreu, Paul Konerko, the DH. Then Ramirez, Gillespie, Flowers, Diaza, and Sierra rounding it out. And the defense, and how they'll line up behind Logan Darnell, Willingham, Santana, and Parmalee in the outfield, with Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, and Vargas in the infield. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Logan Darnell. We saw him in his first major league start. He went 5 innings, started off okay, and then got hammered. 11 hits, 7 earned runs. He did, however, strike out 7. He throws straight over the top. He can be somewhat deceptive, but the second time through the lineup, there's no day at the beach for him.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. First pitch ball. Sox come in hitting at .257 as a club with a 4.14 ERA. 2-0 the count. Adam got his average up to 296 with a homer, 29 driven in. 16 doubles and 7 triples. 3-0. There's one. And there is a good way to start.
There's a few more Elvi. You guys parachute into the ballpark before the game, and the landings, all 3 of them, were almost perfect.
Here's Gordon at 226, 7 homers, 33 knocked in. And he takes first pitch strike. Just joining us, bottom of the first, no score, first of a 3-game set in a 6-game homestand. Count evens. 1-1 to Beckham.
Darnell drafted in the 6th round by these Twins in 2010. 25 years old.
Turns that one over like a screwball delivery, and the count 2-1.
As you can see, good size fellow.
Out of Jolton, Tennessee. Uh-oh, that is right size, wrong shape.
Got out in front of a high changeup. Darnell made a mistake, and he was very fortunate to get away with it.
Another one. This one's popped up. Long way for anybody to get there, but Dozier does. So now with one out, let's check on our picks to click tonight. Dimangio, our direction of the crew. Another one with Tyler Flowers. Paulie. Going with Canerco. And Jim Hannigan, father of Sean, and we're going to go with Alexi Ramirez.
You'll be happy to know that Wimpy dominated during your absence.
He
That's
did.
one of the reasons why you have that kind of a lead.
Well, that's, let me see, 10 with me. Off and on another 4, 5, 6. Well, that's the first time in 16 years he's done it.
I don't know how he did it. Seemed like everybody he picked had a big night.
The Whipperoo. Abreu.
On his 20-game hitting streak, he's hitting .407. Hit 4 home runs, driven in 14, 11 doubles, scored 10. Most of the time he gets it out of the way early, but at least 3 times he's extended it in his last at bat.
Y'all gets away and into the seats.
An error on Darnell.
Brady with those 31 homers and 83 driven in. Good job by Suzuki. He'll keep it as a rule. He'll keep it if there's any chance or possibility at all in the area. Makes it tough when that runner can see that ball.
I would be shocked if he threw it in the zone here. You got first base open.
There's one thing we know. He's not taking.
No, he's not.
And that's ball 4.
With Texas coming to town on Monday, August 4th, it's free T-shirt Monday, and you can get a Jose Abreu T-shirt. The first 20,000 fans in attendance will get one of those. A good-looking shirt. Hopefully, when we get to that game, that hitting streak will be alive. You're most likely getting a shirt of the man who's going to win Rookie of the Year this year.
Possibly MVP.
Just huge numbers all the way across.
And Paulie takes ball 1.
One of the reasons why Kurt Suzuki wasn't traded is they wanted to keep him, and they did, and they made sure he's going to be there, giving him $6 million in both 2015 and 2016, plus a vesting option for another $6 million for 2017. So they'd like him around for a while, and he's going to be a Twin.
And he's down in the count 2-1. Well, Abreu had an 18-game hitting streak going when he went 0 for 3 against King Felix. If it wasn't for that, he'd have a 40-game hitting streak.
It's been pretty amazing because he's used the whole field. He's shown power to all fields, an ability with 2 strikes to pull his hands in and shorten his stroke and come away with base hits. And he's got him in all directions, but he's got him consistently.
Well, we talked about the ability to pull his hands in a lot in spring training. The first thing that you noticed about him, and keep it fair. Hit it hard and keep it fair. But now, after seeing him, this is our 110th game. He missed 2 weeks on the DL. But after seeing him now through the first 4 months of the season, the thing that really is another amazement to me is his hitting zone. It's almost, he's a huge Kirby Puckett. His hitting zone is for a power guy that he can make solid contact on, just about as big as anybody you'll ever see.
Well, we've seen many times him take a pitch 3-4 inches off the outside corner and just hit the daylights out of it to right center field.
Yeah, I mean, usually Bob Graham and I were talking about it prior to the game. Take a guy in the past, the years past, a lot of people are familiar with Roger Maris, who at one time had 61 home runs to break the record. There's that changeup. It's more like a screwball. And that is out number 2. But he had a zone, anything from the letters up, he couldn't touch. Anything from the middle of the thigh down, he couldn't touch. But you got it in that other zone. Every time you got in there, he hit it hard. So Abreu, he's got it from the above the letters to the knees, that he can hit the ball hard. That's a huge hitting area for a big man, for anybody, but especially a big man. Here's Alexei. And there's that changeup or screwball.
During the entire road trip, Alexei was hitting in the 2 spot. But Robin decided to put him behind Paul and put him in a run producing spot.
Alexei hitting at 283. 10 homers, 51 knocked in. Advantage goes to Ramirez. Outfield straight up, space just about equidistant. And that ball hit hard. Stay fair. Stay fair. It won't.
That's another changeup that he caught off the end of the bat. And unfortunately, it just barely hooks foul. He hit one of those in Minnesota that stayed down the line all the way and hit the screen for a home run. But this time, nothing doing.
Two on, two out. And the 2-2 pitch. Backhanded by Plouffe. Long peg in time. Nice pick. So he walks a couple pitches over it after 1 no score. Package features items autographed by Fisk, Thomas, LaRussa, Aparicio, and Gossage. So visit whitesox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 9 p.m. tonight, so don't delay.
I'm holding a Carlton Fisk autographed jersey number 72. And Carlton has autographed the 7. It's a handsome jersey from 1983.
And here we go. Top of the second. Colabello got off to just an unreal start of the season. Then they sent him back down. Now he's back up, hitting at .228, 6 homers, 38 knocked in. There for a while was leading the American League in RBIs early on.
He got off to a great start. And then, as so often happens, they started throwing him inside because that great start was mostly right and right center field. With that in mind, Sierra is over into right center.
Outfield straight up, bunch just a bit. Colabello, who has good power everywhere. Left, center, right. He gone. Change up.
They're the current bids for everything that's been auctioned off. And of course, you still have some time. You can bid at whitesox.com/ultimate autographs. With the greatest White Sox hitters in MLB history so far, leading the pack at 1,600. But you folks out there can do a little better than that. There's some wonderful things to have.
And besides that, money goes to White Sox charities to benefit a lot of charities. Parmalee takes the strike. Chris at 263, 4 homers, 16 knocked in. There's some gas at 97.
Very few, if any, left-hand hitters can be able to get to the ball up there. Not anywhere from about 93 up.
Very few, if any, right-handed hitters can get on top of that one.
Probably a pretty decent hitter.
He's always looked good against us.
Yeah.
He's always looked dangerous against us. Even when he went 0 for 4.
Tom Brunansky, the hitting coach, is trying to impress upon him the advantage of being able to go to left center field. Just not think about pulling everything.
Bruno is a good man.
Yes, he is.
He go. Change up.
And the K zone, absolutely ecstatic with that, as you would expect. That's 3 of them.
And all coming on change-ups.
After seeing 97 upstairs and then you see that.
That's what I mean. And, you know, the guy. You see that 97, that changeup looks so good. So here is Eduardo. Hitting at 271, 3 homers, 21 driven in. One of our favorites.
Talking to Ron Gardner, he's one of their favorites also. They love to have him in the clubhouse. They love to have him on the ball club.
Robin has felt the same way. It was a gamble going after a left-handed pitcher. And it broke all our hearts, really. This guy was just terrific to have on this team. Brought so much energy to the plate every day. So a couple of strikeouts and a pop up to short. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Jersey, a Jose Abreu autographed bat, an Alexei Ramirez autographed batting helmet, an All-Star baseball signed by White Sox All-Stars. Visit whitesocks.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. Now remember, bidding closes at 9 p.m. tonight, so you don't want to go past that. Gillespie, Flowers, Diaza here in the bottom of the second. No score, but even though we didn't score in the first inning, it was productive because he threw 26 pitches. And most of those hitters had a chance to see everything he's got, especially his changeup.
I'm sure they realize now that it will move a little bit away from the right-handers and into the lefties.
Well, in that first inning, it certainly looked like that's his go-to pitch.
Yep. We had one outing before that start against our ball club in Minnesota, and that was a 3-inning relief appearance against the Indians where he held them scoreless on 1 hit. They liked his composure, so they gave him an opportunity to move into the starting rotation. He started off pretty well last time. Then all of a sudden, as he moved along, he started to have some problems.
Count evens at 2. Gillespie at 321, 4 homers, 38 knocked in. Bit of a late arriving crowd this evening. And that is just foul, says crew chief Gary Cederstrom.
Cederstrom right on the line, and
it was foul.
It was foul.
One out.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Elvis night. One enjoying an adult beverage.
And here's Tyler at 244, 6 homers, 34 driven in. There's that screwball or changeup.
Tyler's starting to make solid contact. He's got that batting average up 244 after dropping in the 2 teens. We told you he'd been hot, and that's very hot. Last 11 games, 447 with 6 doubles, 8 driven in, 5 runs scored, good plate coverage. And unlike when he was struggling, he'd get to 2 strikes. Now he can shorten his swing and take it the opposite way.
Three and 1. And when we say he turned it over, a lot of you fans out there, vis-a-vis a screwball delivery, when he releases it, he turns, he's left-handed, he takes his left hand, he turns it in towards his chest to try to get it to move away from the right-handed hitter. And if you're going to throw the OK or the circle change, as there is a strike, it's almost a reverse action where the hand comes out of those last 3 fingers and the hand goes this way. Yeah, opposite. That, well, the changeup is now back in vogue. There's no question about it. It's taken his rightful place as probably the second best pitch, and some people are even beginning to think it's maybe the best pitch today in baseball.
Well, you get to fool a whole lot of hitters, and you can fool them even without great stuff. I mean, you don't have to be a big fastballer to have a good straight change.
No.
All you have to do is have the same motion and keep the arm velocity. Doesn't matter what that velocity is, and you're going to have guys out in front.
Well, there for 20-25 years, it was the splitter. It was the wow, close, good foul.
Well, it was, and then they realized they were losing a whole lot of pitchers to elbow problems.
Yeah. So there's always a generational type designer pitch. and the changeup has come back. But the one that's gone away, and it just amazes me, is the screwball.
That's a tough pitch to control. If you have one, and a good one, it's something that is devastating to hitters.
Oh boy. And there's ball 4, so that is the third walk.
I'm talking with one of the all-time greats, now a representative of the government, Dominican Republic, is the guy they called the Dominican Dandy, Hall of Famer Juan Marichal. And I asked him about his screwball, and he said, well, a lot of guys make a mistake. They throw it, they turn over their wrist, and at the end that puts a lot of pressure on the wrist. He said that he just rolled over the shoulder, and so consequently not much strain on the arm whatsoever. He said also he had a much more consistent delivery. It looked a lot like his curveball over the top, except it went the other way. As a right-hand pitcher, his curveball would go away from right-handers, his screwball would go into them. But in rolling over the shoulder, he was able to maintain a healthy arm for a lot of years, enough years to make it into the Hall of Fame. I
faced him. He had, if you count the different angles, he had 12, 14 pitches.
He could throw every one exactly where he wanted to throw it.
Well, Bob Gibson in 1968 had 28 complete games and did not lead the league. Marichal did with 30. No return throw. So they get Flowers at second for out number 2. So 30 complete games. Or a better way to put it is you have 28 complete games and don't lead the league.
Now when you're talking numbers in those days and you realize that you very rarely went to the bullpen because you had no specialists. You didn't need any specialists. You had guys that would complete just about everything they started, and they didn't think twice about it. And it didn't matter what the pitch count was. They just kept on going until the game was over.
Well, to most managers in that time zone, because it's changed. The real question was, first of all, they put starters who were going bad for the most part in the bullpen. And as he would go out, if his starter was in trouble, like in the 8th or the 9th inning, first thing he would ask himself, do I have anything better out there than I got on the mound? As Sierra takes ball 1.
Usually the answer to that question was no.
Right. That's the reason guys completed so many games. Count evens.
Darnell has a pretty decent fastball, especially if he keeps command of it, because he gets movement. Even though he throws it almost over the top, his fastball moves away from the right-handers, and if he keeps it down, it also sinks.
And that is fair ball. So he 4 for 4 last night. Now the odds is going to be waved around, and he will score. It's 1-0 on the beautiful triple by Moises. That man you're looking at right there, 25 years old and just a ton of talent. A great pickup by Rick Hahn.
I'll be on number 9, and this is a good pitch. This one is low and away. It's almost in a perfect spot, and I say almost because Moises has pretty good plate coverage as he slices it down the line, and then Parmalee has some problems with it. Diaza running all the way is Joe McEwing, realizing that they have no chance. He's going to score with no play, and Moises scampers into third base. So 9 driven in now for Sierra.
And there's the bunt. There's the bunt. It's it. Good one. Ball gets away. So now Eaton on the bunt hit scores Sierra, and it's a 2-0 Sox lead. Yes, that's baseball.
A terrific bunt, because you know the left-hander falls off the mound to the third base side, and if you drag it by him, you put the pressure on the second baseman, in this case Dozier, with a quick flip. Now you're dealing with a first baseman who is not real good defensively. But that being said, Dozier tries to get him, and that's a catch he probably should have made. He just didn't. Not saying, and he wouldn't have had him at first base anyway. but he wouldn't be standing at second. And they give Dozier an error, but maybe they'll rethink that if they look at it again.
And there's a chopper to Hopper. Escobar in the hole. But the Sox get on the board. They put a pair, and we'll go to the third, leading 2-0. From Jim Thome's 500th home run, Mark Burley's perfect game, or the catch. Visit WhiteSox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. And bidding closes at 9 p.m. tonight. And here are the updated current bids on the items.
We still got some time to go, and there's some wonderful things to put into your collection. The Paul Konerko collection at $1,200. That's a steal. That's got to go way beyond that. But bid at WhiteSox.com.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Danny Santana. Big spot, takes the ball. You know, we were talking about the complete games and why the starters at Detroit, who probably the best 5 in all of baseball, and they still can be had. Now, in years past, you get those 5 starters on one team, you could wrap it up and send it to Cooperstown. But for an example, there's been over in the American League, there's been, throws that one by him, 96. Well over 1,600 games played this year. Okay.
Yes.
In the 1,600 games, total of 36 complete games, and over 1,600. In 1968, Marichal had 38 starts and completed 30. Got to hurry. Boy, look at the gun. Yes, Alexei. Nice play.
Alexei realizing that Danny Santana has great speed, and the transfer was quick, a rocket for an arm. Alexei's been playing a very solid shortstop, and there's very few that can outrun that arm if he has any chance at all to get it over there.
Dozier rips that one into left field. So he walked his first trip, now the single. Got a little towards the end of the bat. And that'll bring up Plouffe, who singled in the first inning. And as Steve told you, that error was changed from E4 to E3.
That goes as a base hit.
Yep.
A one-hop rocket. So Plouffe continues to hit the ball very well against Sox pitching, and very well in particular against Chris Sale.
Well, we've talked about Plouffe over the years, really. Young man has a ton of talent. If he can ever get it figured out between the ears, 6 inches.
Yeah, the Twins believe that he should be their everyday third baseman for quite some time because he does have big power. He plays a nice third base. In fact, plays a good third base.
Well, he's that. But he's also, in my opinion, as I said, 3 or 4 years ago, here's a guy, a 30 home run, 100 RBI a year man, just waiting to be had. Will he get there? He's 28 now. He's probably in the last year of that window, 26, 27, 28. The guys with that kind of talent either figure it out or they don't.
He's also had a few injuries that have curtailed him to this point.
Well, unfortunately, in today's game, you can say that about probably 95% of the players.
Well, here's another one. Here's a guy hit 35 home runs, drove in 110, and then knee problems forced him into about a year and a half of just substandard baseball. And the Twins wanted to make a deal for him. Hit the ball very well in the series against us up in Minnesota, but they couldn't find the takers.
Josh is one of those guys that appears to be, we've seen many of them over the past years. As long as Josh can cover the fastball, he's going to play. He's going to hit. He's 35 now, but it doesn't make any difference. If he can cover the fastball, he can play for another 4 or 5 years, or until he cannot cover it anymore. That's why you see a lot of guys who are aging. They will strike out more as they get a little older because they have to sit on the fastball more.
Or cheat a little more.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, look inside, maybe open up a little too soon. But
that's looking for the fastball. You look for it.
If they get it there, they're okay. He can still hit it a long way.
Yeah, his power has not diminished. Nice block by Tyler. 2-2-0 for us, 0-3-2 for them. There's a shot on the fastball at 98. And it's a 2-1 ball game.
RBI number 32 for Josh Willingham, who continues to swing the bat pretty well. This is the fastest pitch Chris has thrown. It was low and away, and yet Willingham, showing no ill effects from any knee problem whatsoever, drives that ball just to the right of center field. And Dozier, with very good speed, scores.
Well, when you can cover a 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Chris Sale, you're dangerous. You can hit.
I'm kind of surprised that nobody went after him, because there's a lot of teams that wanted right-handed power. I couldn't believe, and I can't believe, that the asking price was all that high. But there he is, still in a Minnesota uniform.
A good friend of mine, we were talking about that 2 days ago. And I told him, I said, Josh Willingham's one of the first guys that a lot of teams are going to be after.
You would have thought so.
Yeah.
And here he is. 324 with runners in scoring position. This is a guy that will make some contact. Last time Chris Sale made some contact with him.
Well, the two biggest commodities most teams went after, first of all, were bullpen help. That's number one. Second of all, left-handed bullpen help, which you're not going to get.
One of the trades that a lot of people didn't make a big deal over was Andrew Miller going to the Orioles.
Yes.
That was a great trade for the Orioles.
I thought it was a tremendous pickup for them.
Because Andrew Miller throws very hard. He's 6'7", great angle, and
it looks like he's got it figured out.
I was going to say he's one of the real fine left-handed relievers. And Baltimore pulled the trigger. They went out and got him.
Well, they got a pretty good tandem there in Duquette and Showalter.
And Don Cooper is back, and it's nice to see Don. He missed the road trip. Don't know if he will be able to fly on our next trip, but it's nice to see him back at the ballpark. And certainly everybody, including all of his pitchers, missed him.
That changeup will tie the ball game up. So what news? Suzuki continues to get big hits against us.
I mean, number 43. And he waits back on that change. Good location. It's down. Drills it right by Gillespie, who couldn't get to it. So runners at second and third. Only one out here in the third inning. And it's a 2-2 game.
Well, against us, it certainly appears that Kurt Suzuki is a guy who will look for pitches more than most hitters that we face. Of course, a guy who looks for pitches the best of anybody, probably in all the baseballs, Miguel Cabrera. But Kurt doesn't have that kind of ability.
No.
He sure has that kind of mind.
Miguel had sports hernia surgery in the offseason, and looks like he's still feeling the effects of it. It's not affecting his overall batting average. It's affecting his power. He's driven 81 runs. That's terrific. He's still a very smart hitter. But you see him now taking the ball to right field or taking a swing and just popping it into left more than he ever did before. He only has 16 home runs.
Get foul. It will. Thank you very much. Just foul.
So Vargas looking for his first hit, and I mean, he just missed it. But miss it he did, with Mark Ripperger on the call. And here comes Ron Gardner. He wants to talk with Ripperger, but that being said, the ball was foul. I don't think that
Bellino told, that's what he told.
you can go out, you can take that walk if you like, Gardy, but not going to help you any. And that was the thumbs down. That's get back here, Gardy, and don't worry about it. We just didn't get it done. That was Terry Steinbach on the phone.
And that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, souvenir right side. Ducks on the pond, one down. A 2-2 tie here in the top of the third if you're just joining us. Get foul. Get foul. It's fair. And they're going to put two more on the board and lead it 4-2.
First hit and two driven in for Vargas. That fastball was right down the middle. And we were told that Vargas was tremendously strong from both sides of the plate. First major league hit.
Kenneth Vargas. So here's Colabello. That's Gets by Tyler.
That will go as a passed ball.
Now the infield in. That one at 98. 1-1 to count.
That was pass ball number 13, and that leads the American League in that dubious distinction. That was a good stop by Tyler.
Yeah, Chris having problems with that slider tonight. Primarily fastball change. First slider he threw, he hit Suzuki. No, actually the first slider he threw was hit hard by Plouffe. And then the next one hit Suzuki. Chopper 2 hopper to second, and it's a 5-2 ball game. So the unearned run right there.
And that'll be number 39 for Chris Colabello. A big 5-run third for the Twins.
So the 8th hitter, Chris Parmelee, struck out on a 3-2 changeup. This next pitch will be number 67 in 2 2/3 inning. Three and up. There's one. And payoff. Another changeup.
As you can see, not a particularly easy first and a very difficult third. And number 70 coming up.
He gone, but a big cooking number goes up on that board, but we're all right. It's just the bottom of the third. We trail at 5-2. with seats from the old ballpark, a Harold Baines autographed jersey, and a Ron Kittle autographed seat slab. That's just to name a few. So visit whitesox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid.
You can't beat a beautiful summer night at the ballpark. That young lady is having a wonderful time. Especially pleased to be here on Elvis night. As long as there's drumsticks, she'll be very happy.
All right, we got some work to do. Just peck away. Abreu, who walked his first trip, will lead it off. We trail at 5-2. There's that screwball. Abreu hitting it, 305. 31 homers, 83 knocked in on a 20-game hitting streak if you're just tuning in.
And they're playing a shift on him, which is something that we're just starting to see a few times lately. For a guy who hits a whole lot into right and right center field, this is kind of unusual, but Dozier is on the third base side of second.
And that hit him. So that's the first major league hitter that Logan Darnell has on his resume.
Brings that elbow down, and fortunately he gets hit, it appears, above the elbow, which is very good.
Paulie struck out on that changeup. Back to the middle. They got a man right there, and now they're going to. Oh, he bobbles it. They say he lost it in the transfer. So 1 out.
It looked like it was going to be 2. Normally this is a base hit up the middle, but because of the shift, Dozier is there.
So a good call by Kerwin Danley.
Kerwin Danley, he caught it right here. Then lost it.
Here's Alexei. Hit a hot shot down the third base that Trevor Plouffe made a nice backhand grab and threw him out.
Take a look at this, and this one could have been appealed. He catches it, but by the time his foot goes on the bag, he has lost control of the ball. And unfortunately, it's too late now, but yes, he did catch it, but he wasn't near the bag when he did catch it.
Yeah, I think that would have still been ruled an out. If you catch the ball and you have in your glove, if it was any bobble at all, and then you try to take it out, that's called lost in the transfer.
Don't you have to be standing on the bag, though, to get the force out?
I would think so. Conclusive, but we talked about it before the game.
Well, that's true.
Got to be conclusive
it has to be
evidence.
conclusive.
2-2, 1 out. There's that screwball, and it gets the job done. They can't get him, but they get the out, so 2 down.
Lexi hustling, and this ball not hit hard, and he just beat it by a step at first.
Tell you what, when you get a guy like Adam Eaton on your ball club and watch him play, and you don't bust it down the line every time, something's wrong.
Sox lately don't have a problem with that. They have been hustling.
As they have, and they will. They will continue to. Here's a chopper. Fair ball. So Alexei now is going to be waved around, and they're going to get him with a decent throw. No! Bad throw. And it's a 5-3 ball game.
I think one of the considerations for Joe McEwing is he realized the man who was taking the relay is a rookie. Just got to the big leagues, and he probably felt, look, I'll put the pressure on him and take my chances with a fast runner like Alexei. So this is going to be a 2-base hit. And that throw uncontrollable for Suzuki. So it is a double and a run batted in for Gillespie. He drives in his 39th of the year.
I think he hit it right on the head, Stoney. It was the first baseman who caused Joe McEwing to make that decision.
You got a young kid, put the pressure on him.
Tyler walked his first trip. Pick him up. 5, 6, and 2 for them. 3, 3, and 0 for us here in the bottom of the third.
.296 with runners in scoring position, but lately he's over 500 in a similar situation.
That's his go-to pitch.
It's a change. He probably didn't want to throw it low and in, but he got it there. So it was velocity as opposed to location that had Tyler out in front.
Another one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First of a 3-game set, first of a 6-game homestand. Finish it off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with the Texas Rangers. And another one. But we pick up a run, a gift run, and we'll go the 4th trailing by 2. History. Bid on autographed bats from Dunn, Konerko, Abreu, Tomey, Thomas, and Jackson. So visit whitesox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. And remember, bidding closes at 9 p.m. tonight. And Stoney wants to show us why you were a great pitcher.
This is it. It's my 2-strike swing. Shortened up on the bat, led with the knob of the bat, and then grounded to second base on 2 hops. But this is a Jose Abreu bat, and this would be a wonderful keepsake. It's absolutely beautiful, and I hope I haven't ruined it with this, whatever it is I have.
Man, that looks like Dean Chance right there.
He looked like...
Oh. It's a good thing he could pitch.
Yeah, Dean wasn't too good. I might have had him. I hit 100 on the nose.
Escobar. He popped up to his counterpart, Alexei. And there is a base hit. Softly hit. Meanwhile, going to be a leadoff double.
And we'll go back to the bids on all of the items. Paul Konerko collection up to $1,300. And as you can see, moving up ever so gently, you can bid at whitesox.com/ultimate autographs. Boy, that was a good looking Jose Abreu bat.
It was.
Yes, sir.
Until.
Yes, I know I ruined it.
That's the 27th 2-bagger for Escobar. And now Salazar trying to do what he should be, and that's move it to the right side. Fouls it into the seats. Danny has popped up to third, grounded out to short. Alexei making a good play on a slow ground ball to get the speedy Santana. And that's popped up right side. Gordon, he'll control it. And that's out number 1. Twins on top 5-3 here in the top of the 4th if you're just joining us. Dozier started off that 5-run third with a 1-out single. And he takes ball 1. Well, there's a slider that catches just the outside edge of the outside corner to even the count at 1.
Few Elvi getting comfortable.
That's fouled into the upper tank and out of the upper tank into the lower bowl. Nice crowd on hand this evening, as it should be. This is a fun club to watch. Bad thing is this will be pitch number 79. Yes. He gone.
Wednesday, we're going to be broadcasting from the K-Zone, and one lucky fan has a chance to sit with Hawk and I and watch Chris Sale light up the Rangers. All you have to do is tell at CSN Chicago on Twitter or Instagram why you love the White Sox using the hashtag SoxLove. Contest ends on Sunday, so hurry and get in the zone with Hawk and Stone. Yuck. No, that's great. I mean,
Plouffe 2 for 2 with a run scored. Takes it high and wide.
Five Ks, just the one walk. But most unusual for Chris, he's given up 7 hits.
And Plouffe with the catbird seat. Willingham on deck. Grabs a strike with a changeup.
Gives Chris Sale a lifetime. Trevor Plouffe has one of the highest batting averages around the major leagues. You won't find too many like that against Chris.
Another slider. Could not check it up, and the count 2-2.
That was a nice stop by Tyler Flowers because that one was a tough one to corral. Take another look at it. It bounced in front of the plate. Tyler was able to control it.
Change up. He gone. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. We need 2 to tie. Paul Konerko autographed items starting with his hat all the way down to his cleats. So visit whitesox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. And bidding closes at 9 p.m. tonight, so don't delay. Piazza, Sierra, then back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Alejandro hit into a 3-6 fielder's choice and came around to score. Woo! Takes a fastball strike. Cleveland thumping Texas 12-1, bottom of the 6th at Progressive Field. That's out of play for strike 2. Williams started that game for the Rangers, went 4 innings, 13 hits, 10 runs, all earned. And Salazar on the bump for the Tribe. Three hopper.
Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to have it shown on our broadcast later in the game. And that's brought to you by AT&T.
Detroit leading the Rockies 4-2 that game in the 8th inning. So here is Moises. Takes the bunt, takes the ball. Moises, an RBI triple and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball, one of the few he has thrown in this game. Three and one. And there is the 1-out walk. That's a 4th walk issued by Darnell.
That's one of the things that he really can't afford to do because he's not overpowering with his stuff. That's one of the things that hurt him in his first start against our ball club in Minneapolis.
Adam has walked, had an infield single. That coming with Sierra third, 2 out. A bunt single, got it past Darnell. And then that made it a 2-0 lead. Little chopper, and that's foul.
I think a lot of our folks, after seeing the trading deadline come and go, that's the non-waiver trading deadline, don't realize how many important deals have been made after the deadline. And how difficult is it? You were a GM. Explain a little bit how you make a deal now from now until the end of August.
It's about 180 degrees different today than it was back in '86. Back in '86, because there's a little comebacker and the throw. Can't get him. But out number 2. Back in those days, you'd call up. I'll give you an example. I had a good relationship with Bill Giles, Murray Cook, a lot of the general managers, Sid Thrift. I want to go get Steve Stone. And they're ahead of us, okay? So they have to pass on you.
So they would have a shot at a waiver claim before they ever got to you.
Exactly. And then when you say it was Sid Thrift, Sid, when you need one, just call me. And that's the way it was done a lot back in those days. Now a lot of them would turn down. There's no question about that. Praying just to keep somebody from getting them. But today is entirely different. You can still make deals today, and mainly because of the contracts. That's the biggest reason. It's not so much talent today as it is contracts. Back in those days, it was, just strictly talent.
It's not only contracts, but it's also the contracts. Yes, for this coming year, a lot of teams would be willing to spend whatever it is for 1 year, but a lot of those contracts for guys who will pass through waivers go beyond.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. It's money.
And buyouts, there's some pretty extensive buyouts.
Well, you're looking. You're just moving today, more or less. You're moving most of the time more money than you are talent. And when you get a club whose expectations were high, all of a sudden they went kaput. And they realize that now they have to be a seller, and they're going to have to get rid of a couple other guys. So they may let a Steve Stone go because he's got 2 more years on a contract, or 3 more years on a contract. Beckham with a base hit to right field. So Adam will pull up at second. Beckham now 1 for 3. No, we've talked about it before. There's nothing in baseball today. It's easier than it was in the past. Everything today is harder than it's ever been. And of course, back in the days, the clubs had a lot more, let's say, leverage than they do today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true.
A lot more. So here he is. Abreu has walked and was hit by a pitch. 2 on, 2 out. There's a breaking ball strike.
With that hitting streak on the line, he does not have an official at bat.
Does now, and it's a base hit. So here comes Adam. Here's the throw way off the mark, and it's a 5-4 ball game and a 21-game hit streak for El Hombre, the man, Jose Abreu.
And this is a changeup. It's on the outer third. RBI number 84. And so with Darnell taking a little too much time on the double play possibility, with Eaton going up the line, keeping the inning alive, it cost him at least 1 run. And you're going to run on Willingham every chance you get. So it's a 1-run ball game with the Twins on top and the Sox threatening. He's hit safely at 39 of his last 40 games, along with that 21-game streak. And Rick Anderson out to talk to Darnell. And that walk to Sierra proving pretty costly.
And that big base hit by Beckham allowing Abreu to hit. So here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Just tuning in, we led it 2-0 after 2. Then they scored 5 in the top of the third. We scored 1 in the third and 1 so far here in the fourth. But the whole thing is the mindset. And there's a strike. Last year, if they had scored 5 in the top of the third, take a 5-2 lead, you could wrap it up and send it to Cooperstown.
This team with a little more thunder and a little more speed than last year's.
And a little more energy. One and 2.
Someone caught the outside corner. It looked almost like a backup slider.
Got him. Good pitch. And that'll retire the side. We pick up one, and we trail it by one. Cheer far, we're all Team Chicago. Now, this package features an item from every Chicago sports team, from a Joakim Noah autographed jersey to a Jay Cutler autographed football. Visit whitesox.com/ultimate autographs now for a full description of all 7 items and to place your bid. And remember, 8 minutes from now, the bidding closes. Here is Willingham, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. That RBI single, a rocket into center field back in the 3rd inning. On the first, Chris has hit 98 a few times tonight, but that was the first time he had hit 98, and Willingham just turned him around. Low ball 1. Still 4-2 Tigers after 8 at Comerica Park. And that's into left field. We got a man there. Nice catch. Good jump by Alejandro.
Let's take a look at the bids one more time. White Sox All-Stars knocking at the door of $1,300. Paul Konerko collection up to $1,500. And again, you can bid at whitesox.com/ultimate autographs. And you don't have much time.
So here's Suzuki. He was hit by a pitch, a slider, and then he had an RBI double and scored a run. Suzuki now 4 for 10 off Chris Sale. Takes that fastball at 94. And this next pitch, as you see, will be number 90. This is actually, if you're just joining us, probably the worst control we've seen Chris have, especially with his slider.
Well, he pitched in the All-Star game, but his starts were 11 days apart when he went to the mound against Minnesota and Minneapolis. This time, because of the off day, it's his 6th day. And although he's very strong, as you can tell by the speed of the fastball, the location isn't there. He hasn't had good feel for it. And a lot of times when you get an extra day's rest, that's what happens. At a good fastball, you just don't have a good touch.
A lot of those starts staggered like they were.
Yeah, and that could very well be. But meanwhile, he's hanging in there, and he's down by a run. and hoping to hold him right there, although Willingham hit that ball awfully hard.
There's a slider. Yeah, you being a pitcher, it's nice to know in your day you're going to go out there every fourth day.
I liked it, or for sure every fifth. If you get a 5-man rotation every fifth day, you would go out there, and it was the 5th man in the rotation, the 5th starter, who got skipped on a rainout because you'd want that number 1 going out there. So
well, somebody had to wear it.
Yeah, I mean, well, your number 1 would go out there every 5th day regardless, and the 5th starter would get skipped. But you made sure that usually the 1 and 2 were going out there every 5th day. In the generation before, it was every 4th day, and again, you made sure that they did that. But now, a lot of times, they're trying to keep the innings and watch them and make sure they don't get up too high.
And that ball laced in the center field, but we got a man there. So 2 down.
Nice jump by Adam, and 2 outs on 2 very hard hit balls here in the 5th.
Well, it's amazing how the phrase pitch count has changed the dialogue in baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it really is. And as I said, when Tony La Russa was going to Cooperstown, that he's done more to change the culture of this game than any other manager probably in all of history. As that pitch has popped up. So that's a 1-2-3 inning. We're halfway home. We trail it 5-4.
So a 1-run game as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning.
But you know, I mentioned at the end of the inning that La Russa probably done more to change the culture of baseball than any other manager. There have been a couple of guys. The first one was Casey, a guy named Casey Stengel, who managed the Yankees, and he was the first one to come in with platooning because he just had so many good players. And then after that, you had the New York Mets in 1969, who were the first to come in with a 5-man rotation. They won the World Series, and everybody says, well, he did with 5-man rotation. Why don't we do that? And then after the 5-man rotation went on for a while, the next guy was Tony La Russa, who was the first guy to come in with an eighth inning guy to save his closer, to have him pressure more often than the other team. And then later on, a couple of years later, maybe a year and a half later, Tony came in with a 7th inning man. So that has been 3 real big changes as Alexei can't get it. It's changed completely the culture and made it a completely almost different game than it was 30, 40, 50 years ago.
That's why you have in many instances 13-men pitching staffs, 8-men bullpens. As Anthony Swarzak comes in the game at 2-0, his ERA just over 4. And this will be his game because Darnell did not go 5 innings. So it is very early in the game in the hands of the bullpen.
That's popped up. Dozier.
Swarzak on for the 33rd time, and he'd been pestering Ron Gardner. If you need somebody to start, if you have an emergency, if something happens and you need somebody to start, well, I'm here and I'm ready to go, and I would like nothing better than to start. So Gardy did give him a start, and he threw the ball very well. But that being said, he had his 1 start. Now he's back in the pen again.
Gillespie had a Baltimore chop double over the head of Kenneth Vargas at first. He's 1 for 2. Going to the count. Checks it up. And with the way the game is going today, it'll be interesting to sit just to think about what will the next significant change the culture of the game.
I would love to see it go back to a 4-man pitching staff, a 4-man starting rotation. Because if guys are only going to go 6 innings, there's no reason not to go with 4, and that gives you 1 more move in the bullpen. You then wouldn't have to have a 13-man pen. You could have a 12-man bullpen, which gave you 8 pensmen, which gives the manager 1 more move off the bench, because with a 13-man staff in this day and age, you've got 3 moves off the bench, which is real bad in the National League and just mildly uncomfortable in the American League.
1-2 pitch. Well, as he gets him. Good pitch right at the bottom of the zone. 2 down. I would love to see that. In fact, we were going to do that. That stayed on back in '86. Drysdale and I had talked it over. But you had to do it when you're getting them out of high school and college.
Yeah, if you do that and you get the arm ready to go with that kind of arm strength. And again, if you're, but then back in '86 was different because you still had guys completing games. Now they don't complete games. You got Max Scherzer sitting there and probably going to get in the neighborhood of $200 million. He's got 1 complete game and 186 starts. So
I like exactly, and I agree with you 100% on what you're saying. But I think before that happens, before they go back to the 4-man rotation, I think maybe the next move will not to change the game culture, so to speak, will not be something that a manager does. I think it'll be something that baseball does in the form of maybe a rule change. And by that I mean something has got to be done to help these pitchers out.
Do you think they'll expand the rosters, or you think they'll move up the mound?
I think they'll raise the mound.
It's been 10 inches since '68.
Yeah.
And that was that big year with Bob Gibson and with Louis Tiant. Bob Gibson, the 1.12 ERA in the National League, and Louis 1.60 ERA in the American League, and Denny McClain won.
And both of them still stand.
And Denny won 30 games.
Completed 26. 31 games that he won.
So they decided after that year that pitching was dominant, and let's do something, and we'll move the mound down.
That ball hit deep into right field. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Home run opposite field for Tyler, and this game is tied at 5.
Probably the biggest difference in Tyler Flowers these days is the fact that he will go to the opposite field. Our fourth home run replay. This one on the outer third. And Tyler takes it right at the Bertucci boys in right field.
Well, you gotta just come out. The more we see of what our kids are doing and everything, and you got to bring Todd Steverson into the conversation.
Well, he has done a terrific job, and in talking with some of our hitters, notably Paul Konerko, when he gives a hitting coach accolades, you'd have to figure that that guy knows a little something about hitting. Because, you know, Paul knows a whole lot about hitting, and he is very much in the corner of Todd Steverson.
You got to be. I mean, the mouth lies, the eyes don't. And what we're seeing from our guys, we haven't seen. We're seeing them do things that they haven't done in the past. And there's a base hit. So good speed aboard. He's 13 for 20 in stolen bases.
And there's a look at the hitting coach they call Trick, Todd Steverson.
Yeah, he's given our guys a better approach. And that is the key word today in hitting, is approach, not mechanics. Let me ask you a question, being a former Cy Young winner. If they raise the mound, let's say 2 to 3 inches.
I'm looking at 13 inches, but okay.
What do you think would happen?
Well, a pitch that's just coming back now would come back a little more frequently, and that's a curveball. Because when they lowered the mound, a lot of the curveballs just went away. Guys
disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, guys just stopped throwing it, and they made a couple of generations of sinker slider pitchers.
And splitters.
Yeah, and the sinker was good. It is good, still good today. It's the slider, I believe, that has done so much damage because of the inability of some guys to understand the pitch in itself. They want to get too much tilt on it. They put too much strain on the elbow, and eventually you wind up having Tommy John surgery. We're seeing a plethora of them, especially this year. Guys having their second Tommy John surgeries. Now, there's some doctors that will tell you that that's not the case. But having been out there and realizing that you got a much better curveball if you're throwing it from 13 inches than you'd have if you're throwing it from 10. I would think that that would come back into the game, and I think the hardest throwers of all time were curveball, over the top fastball, 4-seam fastball. And those guys seem to pitch a long time, and they pitch very successfully, and the velocities were pretty good. So to me, and Joe Madden said it when he said why'd you raise good pitchers in Tampa Bay? And he said, because we go fastball, straight change, curveball in that order. We want those 3 pitches and just as soon do away with the slider or the cutter.
Dozier playing him perfectly underneath, goes over. But the opposite field home run by Tyler Flowers. We'll go to the 6th, tied at 5.
Kurt Suzuki and his squad from the Twin Cities at U.S. Cellular Field. Coverage starts at 12:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by Lexus of Orland. It's White Sox Twins Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
We have completed 5, tied at 5. 5-7-2 for them, 5-7-0 for our guys. And here it'll be Colabello, Parmalee, and Escobar to face Chris Sale. Change up, and that's 0-1 to count. Yeah, they're going to have to do something to help these pitchers out rather than trying to. And the reason you don't see, as you mentioned, the curveball is it's a lot easier to throw downhill than it is uphill or downhill or even level.
No doubt about it.
So they're going to have to do something too. And look at all the now in today's game. Look at the billions of dollars that are being lost in DL time for pitchers. Just for pitchers.
There's no doubt, and this was a particularly disastrous year for pitchers having, and quality pitchers having Tommy John surgery or other assorted surgeries. The Braves lost 40% of their rotation to surgery. Oakland lost 40% of their rotation to surgery. And it's just, you just see pitchers just going by the wayside. Nate Jones going to have Tommy John surgery.
Got him back door to me, gone.
There's the snapping slider over the outside corner. For right-hand hitter, you can't do anything with that because that one's coming seemingly from second base. So Chris has thrown 100 pitches.
And here's Parmalee 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Yeah, but I think the two things that could significantly help change for the better to curtail these injuries would be raising the mound as there's a little soft ground ball. Connor with a nice play. Yes, 2 down. And giving it, making it a 26-man roster.
Well, I can't see a whole lot of people complaining about 26-man roster. The Players Association would like it. They'd get 30 more jobs. That guy that you added most likely would be a minimum salary guy. You would let every team get what they used to have. If they wanted to go this way, you would get a terrific pitch runner late in the ball game, a guy who could turn the game around with his speed in a one-run game. It used to be everybody had one of those guys. Now that guy, if he has some speed, he also has to be able to play all different positions instead of just run.
Well, the game is headed towards speed.
Yeah,
that's where it's headed.
That's it. And that has a tremendous amount to do with performance-enhancing drugs taken out of the game, or largely taken out.
Escobar with his second hit. A double, a single.
There you look at Paul Molitor, the first base coach, who was not in attendance for the weekend. We saw him the first game of the 4-game series, and then he went to Cooperstown for the celebration.
There was a man who could turn a 100-mile-an-hour high fastball around.
Well, he was, when he played on Milwaukee, and he and Robin Yount hit back-to-back in that lineup with Cecil Cooper, Ben Ogilvy, Gorman Thomas. Wow. That was Harvey's Wallbangers in 1982 with Harvey Keene, the manager.
They could hit. That ball in the right field deep. And he makes the catch. There's a bundle of talent right there in Moises Sierra. Yes. Beautiful play, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th.
shoulder, and that ball just nestles ever so gently in the glove. He puts it away before contact, and even the opposition will appreciate a play like that as Eduardo Escobar. And of course, the starting pitcher is absolutely ecstatic. That would have been a run and most likely a triple.
And besides the talent he brings, it's the energy. What a pickup. As top of the order, Eaton, Beckham, and Abreu. That ball hit deep in the left field. Get over his head. Nope. He got a good jump on that ball. And makes the catch, does Willingham.
That broken finger of Adam Eaton must be feeling better, because that's as far as we've seen him hit the ball since he broke it. He's kept his batting average way up there by just poking the ball through the left side and occasionally turning on it for ground balls, but that time he hit it with authority.
One and one to count to Gordon. Had a big base hit. The reason it was big, coming with 2 out, man on, and it allowed Abreu to get to the plate, who picked up his 84th RBI and extended his hitting streak to 21.
That was a good sinker inside by Swarzak. This one with good late movement, and I can do much with that one. Not that far inside.
Well, if he hits it hard, it's going to be right off his shin.
Yeah, that's not a particularly good pitch to do anything with.
Final from Detroit. 4-2 Tigers over Colorado. High expectations for the Rockies coming into this season. They were early on in spring training and first part when we went out there. They were the best offensive team we'd seen.
Well, Carlos Gonzalez got hurt. Tulowitzki now hurt. The pitching staff kind of dissolved.
Third baseman got hurt.
Yep. Arenado, he got hurt for a while. Morneau having a pretty decent bounce back year. Good hard slider getting Beckham.
2 down.
But also in that division, when you're looking at the Los Angeles Dodger Ball Club, that $240 million payroll, and what they have as far as the pitching staff is concerned, wow. Kemp is now coming back and hitting the baseball again.
Yeah, well, we talked about it when we played them out there. Overall, when they're healthy, they have more talent than any team in baseball.
Well, I think they're going to run away and hide in the West. San Francisco is going to lose Matt Cain probably for the rest of the year to arm surgery. And I just don't think San Francisco has near enough thunder, and now that their pitching staff has been inconsistent, I mean, you take a look at anybody else and nobody else has a chance. San Francisco they're going to finish way back.
And there's the base hit right back through the middle. So he's 2 for 2. And here comes Paulie. Paulie's due. He's 0 for 3. Yeah, that club, more talent than any team in the game.
Well, they've won 6 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 10. They're 62-47, just now getting healthy. Surprising thing is only 4 games over at home. They're going to be a lot better than that before it's over. And yeah, I think that they run away and hide.
And there's a base hit in the left. So 2 on, 2 out. And that'll bring up Alexei.
That fastball right down the middle. And Paul takes advantage of it. So Sox looking for a little 2-out magic here with Abreu singling and Paulie singling and turn it over to Alexei. Rick Anderson comes out and he wants a word with Swarzak. Here are the final numbers of our CSN Ultimate Autograph Auction. White Sox players in Cooperstown, 1550. White Sox All-Stars, 1329. Significant moments in White Sox history, 1750. 1750 for key moments. Comiskey Park history. 1900 for the greatest White Sox hitters in Major League history. The Paul Konerko collection gets a little over $2,000 with Chicago Sports Teams package at $1,350. The total, $11,679. We thank all of you. That money goes to White Sox charities to be distributed to some wonderful places and some folks who can put that money to good use. So thank you very much, and we appreciate each and every one of those bids.
Which one would you have purchased?
Well, I like the Paulie idea. I would have gotten one with the bats. I mean, it just seemed to me like the Abreu bat was very comfortable for me. I think that I might be able to make something happen with that.
You are so full of it. I mean, up to your eyes.
I could make something happen. I didn't say I'd ever get a hit.
You see those brown eyes again? I would have taken the Konerko one.
Yeah, that brought the highest amount of bucks. Is now the bullpen up and going. It's Brian Dunsing. Pretty talented left-hander that these Twins have in their bullpen. Dunsing getting ready if in fact Swarzak cannot get out of the inning with Ramirez, because he won't be around to face Gillespie.
Two on, 2 out. 2-1 to count. 3-1.
Not sure exactly how Suzuki was able to corral that one, but he caught it on the hop and made sure the runners can't advance.
Out and around it. A 5-5 tie here in the bottom of the 6th. The ball hit hard. He's not going to catch that one. That's off the wall, so here comes Abreu, Paulie in the 3rd, and the Sox lead at 6-5 on the double by Alexei Ramirez.
Alexei driving in run number 52. And that one just missed going out of the ballpark. That is going to be it for Swarzak. Hits in the middle of the wall. Unfortunately, it's a sinking line drive. And for the second time tonight, the Sox have the lead. So Swarzak takes a walk out. Dunsing will come in. We'll step out and be back after these messages.
TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live and in true HD on over 400 devices. So visit WhiteSox.com for details.
And we got a new pitcher coming into this one. It's Brian Dunsing on for the 42nd time. He's 2-2. His ERA 2.25. He's been really tough. Doesn't strike out a whole lot of people. Also doesn't walk many people and gets left-handers out. They're hitting .227 against him, but he's going to face a tough one in Connor Gillespie.
Connor, 1 for 3, a couple strikeouts, and then that chopper over the head of Vargas at first base for a double. He's faced this left-hander 5 times and has a couple of hits. Right now, one of the big at-bats in this game. Could be. Good eye, 1-1. Two and one. Kyle Flowers on deck. Pops it up. Playable. And that'll retire the side, but we pick up one on the RBI double by Alexei Ramirez. We go to the 7th, leading 6-5.
of the game. So tweet your photo to hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to be shown on our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. And there's a youngster who's learning how to slide, and notice he's not learning how to slide head first. He's learning how to slide with that front foot up. So eventually he can break up too. There is an interesting Elvis night attire. As Daniel Webb comes in for the 38th time, his record 5-3, his ERA 3.38, 48 innings, 42 strikeouts. Left-handers hitting just .215, and a 1-run lead. And Chris Sale, the pitcher of record.
The ball hit hard. Right size, wrong shape.
Dozier's got some big power, as those 19 home runs would indicate.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch him come along in his maturation process.
Become a very good player.
Well, anytime you see a guy who in 2-strike counts can cover a fastball like he can, he's got a chance. A lot of guys can cover a fastball first pitch, or certainly when they're on top of the count. But when they get behind the counts, can still cover a fastball. They get a chance to be a pretty good hitter.
And he's got, for a guy with that kind of power, he's got exceptional speed. So Chris Sale goes 6, gives up 5 runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, hit 1, and fanned 7.
Gotta hurry. Gotta hurry. Yes. Beautiful play. Now
I think Ron Gardner is going to come out and have a word with Gary Cederstrom, and what he's waiting for is Terry Steinbach on the phone.
Steinbach was the first one to come up on that top step.
Well, he did what you're supposed to do, hit the front of the bag.
Yeah, a lot of youngsters out there don't try to just go to the bag. You want to hit the front of it. That way, you'd be surprised how many times hitting the front of that bag versus hitting the middle of it, you'll beat the play.
Well, this is a replay review instead of a managerial challenge. This is also a very big call because with the right-hander on the mound and their biggest base stealer involved in this replay, if he's safe, it's going to put a 17 stolen base runner at first. Even from that angle and slowing it down as much as we can, it is really difficult to see definitive proof, and I'm pretty happy that the call was out to begin with, because if it was safe to begin with, I'm not sure you could have definitive proof either way.
You couldn't. I mean, we've seen a lot of calls like that. A lot of them. Yeah, that's the old phrase. Either way, the umpire is right or wrong. It's according to which side of the field you're sitting on.
When this ball was first coming off the bat, it looked like there was absolutely no chance for Connor Gillespie to even make it close at first base. But he was able to bare hand throw in the same motion, and he got it there. And now we'll have to see if there's definitive proof for the call to be overturned. Very
conclusive.
Yeah, very good play by Connor. One way or the other was a very good play.
And they say he is safe. So good speed aboard leading off the inning here in the 7th. And here's Plouffe, who's 2 for 3. 2 singles, a run scored, and a strikeout. Just tuning in, Chris Sale started for us. Gave up 4 runs, second 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and the most we've seen him have trouble with controlling his slider. He was throwing hard. He hit 98 a lot tonight.
No, he had the best fastball that we've seen him have.
Yeah.
That being said, he was overly strong and he's losing some command of it.
Outfield for the most part straight up, spaced just about equidistant. Still up to this point in his career, the game that when people ask me about Chris Sale always pops in my mind was a game a couple of years ago down in Texas when he didn't have anything.
No, that's when he showed that he was a pitcher and not just a guy who could have overwhelming stuff and needed overwhelming stuff to win.
And big stones.
Yep.
Go out there. That was a good hitting Ranger ball club.
in a tough place to pitch.
Two and 1 to count to Plouffe. Pretty good lead. Carroll against Pino tomorrow night. That game will be over WGN. And on Sunday, Quintana against Gibson. And that game back here on Comcast Sportsnet. There's a chopper foul.
Garrett, the right-hander, and Sirkant, the lefty. And Mark Salas asking if they're ready, and they're both answering in the affirmative.
There he goes. So the tying run is second with 1 out.
Rod Gardner makes the right call because otherwise it's a very easy 6-4-3.
No. Gardy didn't make many bad ones.
Now, he's been a good manager for a long time.
And he will continue to be a good manager for a long time. So here's Willingham. He popped up to right, singled hard to center, knocking in a run and scoring in the third. Then he Hit a bullet in left field. Diaz got a terrific jump, made a nice catch on. Takes that fastball at 97. There's a chopper, 2 hopper. And 2 down. But here comes one of our nemesis, as Ozzie would say, a piranha. He just a pain in our behinds.
Well, interesting situation because you do have 2 outs. He is a bona fide major league, very good hitter, and you've got a rookie in the on deck circle.
A rookie who's a strong switch hitter.
He is that.
Suzuki against us has had a tendency, if you'll notice, that in late innings, when he hadn't seen a guy, for the most part, he always takes the first pitch.
If you've got confidence that you're not going to strike out, it's really a good thing to do. But there's not a lot of guys that have confidence that they're not going to strike out. Suzuki's fanned 29 times this year and 310 at bats.
As I mentioned earlier, he's a good defender behind the plate and at the plate. That's foul. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for our guys. 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for their guys. Yeah, the chopper up the middle, base hit. So this game is tied, and once again, he bites us with an RBI single. So the overturned call at first comes around to score.
Second run batted into the game, 44th of the year. Suzuki just bounces it right back up the middle. Doesn't overswing, makes some contact, and couldn't have thrown it out there any better past a diving Gordon Becker.
Well, he has a different swing with 2 strikes than he does with no strikes. A lot of guys don't. Vargas, a 2-run double off Chris Sale, sliced it into right field. So Chris will not get this win. But knew he'll leave a ball game with the lead and come up with a no decision. Chopper to Hopper. But the lead is gone. The game is tied. 7th inning stretch. 6-6. dog day here at the ballpark. It is Elvis night. Hello, Elvis night. Fans have a great time.
They do have a great time.
Yeah.
And some still great times ahead. Some music. Some fireworks. Should be a wonderful evening after the game. And more Elvi gear.
So here we go. Lower third of our order, Flowers, Diaza, and Sierra. Tyler, 1 for 2, a home run. That tied the game at 5. High in the center field, can of corn. And if you miss that home run by Tyler, 2 out in the 5th inning, poof. Alejandro 1 for 3 with a run scored. Takes the bunt, takes a strike. Angels have beaten Tampa Bay 5-3. Mike Trout, his 25th home run. I like the idea. 28,060. The Trout, only the 4th player in Major League history with 3 25 home run seasons through his age of 22.
Pretty amazing player.
Well, the other 3 are pretty good themselves. Frank Robinson, Eddie Matthews, and Mel Ott. Young man, his 3rd year in the game. Finished 2nd MVP twice.
And this year, a very good chance he's going to win it.
Well, he's going to have to beat our guy, I think. But according to what's going to determine there is going to be the finish of the teams. I would think, unless something really jumps out. But you know, you and I just talked about it for the last couple of years. Just all the great young talent coming into this game. I mean, baseball is well positioned just to get better and better and better.
Well, the Angels are 65-43. And to be hard pressed after finishing 2nd twice not to give it to him if the Angels get into the playoffs.
There, the little one hopper, proof, throws him out. 2 down. Well, when Oakland's going to run that Sonny Gray and Samardzija and Lester and Kazmir and Hamill out there, it's going to be tough to catch him.
They're not going to have to catch him.
No, they'll get a wild card spot.
They will get a wild card. They will get in the playoffs. I mean, you're talking about a team that probably will, you would think anyway, would win the 2nd most games in the league at the very least.
So here's Moises getting a nice round of applause. He's made 2 good defensive plays, 1 real outstanding saving a run. Also has an RBI triple and a run scored, a walk. He's 1 for 2. That's fair, and that's going to be a base hit.
Well, that's Plouffe knowing just exactly how fast Sierra is and realizing that if he caught it with the glove and tried to transfer, then he'd have 0 chance. So Will goes a base hit and goes nothing else. You got a bare hand throw it in the same motion, and Sierra's aboard with his second hit.
I'll tell you, the greatest intimidator in the game is not a 100-mile-an-hour fastball or a guy who hits 30 home runs. The speed.
It's going to force a lot of defensive miscues.
Wow.
That one just missed, and Adam took another long look down there, but Mark Rippinger on the line. And assuming that one rattles around for a while, could very well be Sierra scoring.
Well, it was very, 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 very close. That ball could have caught the outside corner of that bag when it was in the air. But Rippinger didn't see it that way. Eaton has walked. Had a beautiful bunt single to knock in a run with 2 out in the second. Scored a run in the fourth. Then he lined out hard to Willingham in the sixth. Got him picked off. And they get him. So, not a bad gamble at all, because you'll have Eaton leading off the 8th. We're tied at 6.
Gymnast and silver medalist. And she decides to throw out the first pitch, and then, well, little something extra into this one. She got it done, and Johnny Danks caught it, and then Elvis, in the late stages of his career, changing the bag at second.
So here comes Robin. So Webb goes 1 inning, gives up a couple of hits, a run. He departs, and we'll be back.
Tell CSN Chicago on Twitter or Instagram why you love the White Sox and use the hashtag SoxLove for a chance to win tickets and hang with us. Contest ends tomorrow, so don't miss your chance to get in the zone with Hawk and Stone. And Eric Surkamp coming into this one. His record an even 6 on for the 15th time. He's going to face Oswaldo Arcia to lead off the top of the 8th inning.
Here are the numbers on Arcia. He's dangerous, though. 219, 7 homers, 20. Make a mistake to him, he can yank you out of here in a hurry.
0 for 3 is a pinch hitter, but he's got big power.
I like this young man. Looks like he plays the game with a little bit of an edge.
When I talked to Ron Gardner about him, he said that in a home run hitting contest, he would put him up against anybody. That being said, he's got to learn to be a little more selective pitch-wise, and he will because he's still a young hitter.
He's a baby. But he will turn it loose, as you just saw right there. He's dangerous. We've had good success against him this year. And as Gardy said, most of the time he's gotten himself out. He's 4 for 40. Yanks that one. A lot of times with a young strong hitter like Oswaldo, the best thing that in this case Bruno, Tom Brunansky, hitting coach, can do is get him to move off the plate a little bit. That way it'd be easier for him to hit the ball to center and left center. There's Brunansky. Oh, what a good player and what a great guy. And a good hitting coach. That's foul back, Souvenir. Outfield straight up and spread out. 6-10-2 for them, 6-11-0 for us. He gone.
Garcia knew that one was off the plate. And Dan Bolito rang him up. Take a look at pitch tracks. Tyler does a nice job of bringing it back ever so slightly. And a break to lead off the 8th.
So here's Chris Parmelee. Chris 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts and a grounder to third.
And Dan taking some time as that one went off the mask of Tyler Flowers.
Grabs the strike and the count 0-2. Baltimore beats Seattle 2-1 at Oriole Park. Wei-Yin Chen, that 29-year-old southpaw, now 12-3.
Having just a wonderful year for a guy that's not overwhelming.
But he's left-handed.
He's been a good one for Baltimore. And the Orioles putting together a very good year, leading the division. Now 61-47.
Well, they just made a terrific pickup.
They did that.
Close, but off the plate. That ball's hit hard. And Parmalee makes it a 7-6 Minnesota lead.
5th home run. RBI number 17. And that'll bring Robin out from the dugout in our 4th home run replay. Chris Parmalee gets a low fastball, and it's a line drive rocket that unfortunately doesn't sink quickly enough till it lands in about the 3rd or 4th row. So that's going to be it. As Javi Guerra comes into this, we'll step out and be back after these messages. He's 0-2, his ERA a fine 2.67, on for the 25th time. 26 strikeouts, 27 innings. And he's going to try to get out Escobar and Santana and get out of the inning. An inning that has seen the Twins take the lead.
Escobar 2 for 3, a double and a single. Well, all Sox fans know we've talked about it for a long time now. It doesn't make any difference how good your starters are. If your bullpen can't get it done, you're in trouble. So Guerra, who pitched to an inning and a third yesterday, had 4 strikeouts. Chopper, 2 hopper, and 2 down. So here's Santana. He is 0 for 4 tonight. Last time up was robbed on a beautiful catch. Just a beautiful catch by Moises Sierra that ended the inning and saved a run.
We've seen this guy from both sides of the plate with some surprising power.
Oh, he's a good-looking player.
He hit a ball in Minnesota that was just a cannon shot out of the ballpark. 2-run homer late in the game didn't mean anything at the time. It just showed that he can really hit.
No, he's a real good-looking player. Let's take a look at that catch if you missed it. This was back in the 6th inning. But you had to know where Sierra was playing. Had a long way to go. He got there. I didn't think he could get there. Steve didn't think he could get there, but he got there. Two out, 1 and 2 to count. It'll be the top of the order for us in the bottom of the 8th. There's that hook. Javi Guerra's got good stuff. Meanwhile, he gone, but the homer by Parmelee, they lead it 7-6. We trail it by 1.
And a new pitcher coming in the ball game, and it's the tough right-hander Casey Fiend. He's been busy on for the 51st time. 5-4 record, a 2.35 ERA. He doesn't walk anybody. And right-handers have had a tough time with it, although he has allowed 5 home runs.
Now Casey against us is aggressive. He just comes right at you. He does with that 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's fouled away. And there's a base hit into this. Good way to start it. So good speed aboard. That's his second hit. He also has knocked in a run and scored a run. So he's looking down at Joe McEwing. You got Abreu on deck. When he, or if he bunts him over, you'll lose Abreu. So he turns him loose.
I wouldn't think butting him over would be the best thing.
Robin didn't either.
Not with the big man in the on deck, sir.
Robin didn't either. Now, if you get a normal human being on deck, you bunt him over.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
Those are two sliders that pretty much hit the middle of the plate.
Gordon's just pulling off the ball. A lot of times guys will appear to be pulling off the ball when really they're not. They're being pushed off the ball by the right shoulder if you're a right-handed hitter. But his left shoulder's taking him off the ball. One out.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's our Miller moment. And it came in the fourth inning. As Abreu drives in a run and extends his hitting streak to 21 games. Hit safely in 39 of 40. So he has a perfect night tonight. A walk, he got hit, and he's got a couple of hits.
That's amazing. 39 of 40. King Felix collared him 0 for 3. Outside of that, every game. Outfielder deep, straight up and spread out. Big rip. Big rip, and there it was.
He got one right down the middle at 93. Fien is awfully lucky. Suzuki wanted that ball on the outside corner, and he got it right down the middle. And sometimes you do get away with some pretty big mistakes, and there was one of them.
There's a shot, base hit. Now he's going to give it a go. Here's a throw. It's off the mark. He's safe.
Jose almost took the hat right off the head of Casey Fien. This is a rocket back up the middle. And Adam Eaton, on a gamble, knowing that it's a shortstop in center field, decides to test his arm.
Watch him. He'll slow up right there and then just turns it on.
Fortunately, the throw is off the mark. That's a tying run 90 feet away.
One thing about it, we have just seen that Danny Santana can throw.
He's got a good arm up.
But he's a shortstop.
He's a shortstop, and sometimes from center field, those throws aren't quite as accurate.
Usually when you put an infielder in the outfield with a good arm, the ball's going to tail more. So here's Paulie. Paulie, 1 for 4. Hit a bullet single into left field. in the 6th inning. 0-1 to count with 1 out, runners at the corners. Close, took it, and it's a ball.
Rick Anderson on the phone with the pen.
And here is a big pitch. The 1-1. Now it goes Paulie's way. 2-1.
Gardner wants to get a left-hander up, you would think, because Adam Dunn is still sitting down there on the bench.
Well, he's got 3 left-handers in that pen. Of course, one of them is gone, Dunsey. And there it is. Base hit. Now, Abreu on his way to third. Here's the throw. And he is safe. This game is tied at 7 on Paulie.
The first run driven in, Paul's second base hit. And this is a slider. He just reaches out. It's not a bad pitch. It's on the outside corner, but he takes it down the line. And Abreu, knowing that Willingham does not throw very well, just beats the play into third, and that's the go-ahead and potential winning run 90 feet away, and that brings Anderson out from the dugout to have a word with Casey Fiend. The hustle of Adam Eaton has allowed this game to be tied. He scores his second run of the night. Caleb Theobar throwing in the pen.
So here's Alexei. He has faced Fiend 12 times, has 2 hits. Alexei 1 for 4 with a big RBI double. He also has scored a run in a 7-7 tie. Second short, a step in from double play depth. And that's fouled back underneath us.
Jake Petrichka loosening up in the bullpen. And Jake would love to be going after another save.
That one at 94. And he's in the big hole, nothing in 2.
Fiend has a couple of wild pitches this year.
Look at this. Look at this. Is that pretty or what? Safe. Sox lead it 8-7. Yes.
Second run batted in for Ramirez. His 53rd. As that one up in the zone, Lexi able to battle it off, drop it in front of Parmalee, and then Jose just beating the play at the plate. Parmalee, an excellent first baseman, asked to play right field, so as Theobar comes in, The Sox have the lead, and we'll step out and be back. Thielbar on for the 39th time. He's 2-1. His ERA 3.31. He's been pretty good out of the pen. And he's going to face Connor Gillespie with a chance to look for an insurance run. As Diane Viciedo comes in the game, he's going to pinch run out at second base. So Konerko is taken down for Viciedo.
Connor 1 for 4 with that chopper over the head of the first baseman, Kenneth Vargas. As he takes ball 1. $8-15-0 for us, 7-11-2 for them. That breaking ball evens the count at 1. Just tuning in, 2 home runs in the game, 1 by them. That was Parmalee to put them on top 7-6. 1 by us. Tyler Flowers to tie the game at 5, and of course with that home run, the Alex Nellius family. White Sox Charities will receive. As that ball hit hard into left field, get over his head. Oh, nice catch. Nice play. Good jump. 2 down.
Second nice play that Willingham has made in left field, and Ron Gardner now, he got the 1 out he wanted from Thielbar, and he will depart this game. So as Thielbar departs, we'll step out and be back after these messages. 1.43 ERA, and Sox have runners at first and second, and a chance for Tyler Flowers, who hit a home run off Burton in Minneapolis, and it was a line drive rocket.
Tyler 1 for 3, as I mentioned, picked up his 7th homer to tie the game in the 5th inning. So here we go. 2 in, 2 on, 2 out. We lead at 8-7. Good rip. Good rip. Fastball up and away. So their guys in the 9th, as Abner designed it, the heart of their order. Dozier, Plouffe, and Willingham, with Suzuki, the 4th hitter. That evens the count at 1. Good eye. Big pitch. 2-1. Just joining us, Sox have scored in every inning but 2. Twins scored 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. That's foul, and the count evens at 2. As we talked about, going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, trailing 5-2, this team will not quit. Stay with him. And there's a base hit into right field. Tank is going to be waved around. Here's the throw. Save! 9-7. Tyler Flowers.
Second run batted into the night, 36th of the year. He takes it to right field, down in the count. Something he's been doing lately, and this is an inside-out swing, putting pressure on a very good first baseman, but a right fielder without a great arm, and the swipe tag, good pick by Suzuki, and he tries to make the best of it, but he can't get him.
That was an excellent play by Suzuki on a tough hop. Excellent try.
And Viciedo with a really good slide out away, and Suzuki couldn't do anything with it.
Don't stop now, boys, as Alejandro fouls it away. 1 for 4 with a run scored. Oh, and 2 the count.
The offense really started to come alive on the road trip. They're averaging in the neighborhood of 7 runs a game. And 9, 16, and 0. The line for the Sox tonight.
Alexei at third. Just gets a piece of it. Two and 2. Throw one in the dirt. He has 3 wild pitches this year. Hard to get one by Kurt Suzuki.
No, he's got great mobility.
Chops that one foul. Ball hit hard, but souvenir time. Nine, 16 and 0 for our Sox. 7, 11 and 2 for their Twins. Chopper, base hit back to the middle. It is 10-7.
Second hit of the night for Alejandro. He drives in his 30th run of the year, and the hit parade continues. 4 big ones on the board here. And the Sox offense making it a huge bottom of the 8th inning.
All those runs charged to Casey Fiend. So here is Moises. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI triple and a run scored. Ooh, he just missed that one. He just missed it, and he knows it. And that'll retire the side, but not before big crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the 9th, leading 10-7.
give Jake Petrichka a chance to notch another save. He's got 6 of them already, 6 out of 7. He's 0-2, but his ERA under 2. 41 strikeouts, 26 walks, and 54 and a third. And more times than not lately, he's the man called in to nail it down, and he's going to have an opportunity to do that with a 3-run lead after a big 4-run bottom of the 8th inning.
That'll be Dozier, Plouffe, and Willingham. Some of the best they got coming to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. Dozier is 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Takes first pitch strike. Second pitch strike. Right there. Just off the outside corner. Take him right here. You don't want to go full. It's full. Wow. Can't get him. Boy, that was a shot. We'll just have to see if Jake is okay. That is a bullet off the leg.
Shaking his head. He says he's okay, and Robin and Hermie are going to go out there to have a talk with him. Boy, that was a rocket. And Jose wisely, and this is a smart play in that he went first to get the baseball, then realized if there's any shot, he's going to have to go back to first base. And Jake made a big effort, couldn't get it there in time. After getting hit that hard and still having a presence of mind to go and get the baseball and try to get the out, that's a terrific play by Jake.
You know, pitchers have always amazed me like that. They really have. It's just instinctive. I will never ever forget, for you youngsters out there, the Baltimore Orioles, and then he went to Kansas City and Houston, had a first baseman named Jim Gentile, who was a slugger. He had 42 home runs one year. I think he drove in 140 something for the Orioles. We were playing in Fenway, and he comes up left-handed, big, strong left-handed hitter. Could hit it 500 feet. Is they going to review this? Jim Lonborg was pitching, and he hit a rocket. As you take another look right there, good effort off the chest, right off above the heart of Lonborg, bounced about 10 feet in front of home plate. Lonborg went over, got it, picked it up, threw him out, and then collapsed. Pitchers have always absolutely amazed me.
Well, the feeling is, you know, the guy has hurt you, so you don't want to compound it by giving him a base hit. And Jake did everything he could possibly do there to take the base hit away. but he says he feels good enough to stay in, and Dozier's going to get a base hit.
His third of the night. So he was hitless in that series in Minnesota, but not so this evening. And here's Plouffe. He's 2 for 4 with a run scored. And you got the dangerous Josh Willingham on deck. There's a chopper. That's a fair ball. The long peg. And he beats it. So the first 2 men aboard. Good effort by Gillespie.
Plouffe doesn't have great speed, but whatever he had, he showed it to you there. Good effort by Gillespie.
He's out, looks like, maybe, with his foot on the bag. Nope, not from that angle. He's safe.
2 very close plays at first base.
Yeah.
Went the Twins' way, and now you have a very strong Josh Willingham, but also you have a man, if he hits the ball on the ground, it'll probably be 2, but he's a fly ball hitter. Surprisingly and almost amazingly, Willingham has only grounded into 2 double plays this year.
Takes first pitch strike. He is 1 for 4 with a hard single to center, knocking in a run, and he came around to score. And there's a base hit. So that's going to load him up with nobody out. Just muscle that one in too. Center field.
Well, there's an endorsement also for knowing where the shortstop is lined up if you're going to run at second base. Because if Dozier had any idea where Ramirez was, he scores on that play easily. Not that it matters because they're 3 runs down, but one day it might. And now we're going to see a pinch runner for Willingham. It's Eduardo Nunez. His brother's Edwin. And he represents a tying run. But Dozier went back to the bag at second, not realizing that Ramirez had no chance.
And here comes that guy again, Suzuki. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI double and an RBI single. Takes ball 1. Quietness has come over our 28,060 here. Sacks packed with Twinkies. One and 2. Like Suzuki right there was looking for a breaking ball and took it right down the gut.
The guy's been a pretty good hitter. He has not done a whole lot with the bases loaded.
All right. Take your time. Can't get him. Not a good feed. 1 out, 1 in, and it's 10-8.
Third run batted into the night for Kurt Suzuki. And a 360 spin.
Oh, he had to go get the ball.
Yep. And couldn't get him at first base. So runners at the corners. The tying runs on. Ronald Belisario loosening up. And a very strong rookie switch hitter with a couple of runs batted in this is first major league game.
Kenneth Vargas. Takes first pitch strike. Outfield for the most part straight up, and they're very much spread out. And the count 0-2. With Arcia on deck.
Outfield very deep all the way around in a no double set.
Tyler with a nice play.
That was a very good play. Because that's 10-9 with a tying run at second base if he doesn't find some way to keep that ball from going by him. Outstanding effort. That could turn out to be one of the bigger plays of the night, if not the biggest.
Two down.
Looked like Jake took a little something off this one. And the changeup completely baffles Vargas. That's over the inside corner. He takes a look at it, and now Robin coming out to have a word with Jake.
That was almost like an old Baltimore
BP fastball.
Yeah. He did. He only took about 5 miles off that thing.
88 miles an hour, but
yeah,
when you got 93, 94, and you got a youngster up there, you fool him, and
a youngster with the adrenaline flowing.
Yes. And now Jake, 1 out away. With that out, another very strong young left-hand hitter. Oswaldo Arcia stands in between Jake and save number 7. And a big win in the first of a 6-game homestand for the Sox.
Arcia been to the plate one time, called out. And there's that changeup. But make no mistake about it, he's dangerous. Fastball at 97.
Little adrenaline on that one.
Yes.
That's the fastest pitch he might have thrown his year. As he reaches back, puts it right in the same spot as the changeup, only 10 miles an hour faster.
And with good movement. That's popped up, and that's not going to be playable. 2 on, 2 out, 0-2 the count.
Gardy might be coming in to pitch next.
That one at 97. He gone, and this ball game is over. So the Sox open up this 3-game set in the 6-game homestand with a come from behind victory. They win it 10-8, and Abreu keeps going.
A lot of offense, and Jose Abreu has been absolutely otherworldly.
And Abreu is our GMC professional grade player of the game. All he did was go 3 for 3 tonight with an RBI and 2 runs scored. So for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angiu, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper. Also for the mayor, me and Joe Grube, and the executive producer Jim Corno Jr. And for Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, Jeff Hilbert, Frank Leone. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.